Man, sometimes I think people can't actually be hearing themselves. And sometimes I think that because we'll say we believe something, or we'll say we agree with something, but our actions, our sense of knowing, and our all in all reality does not align with what you say you know and believe. For example, I find it troubling the people who say and are firm in the belief that God is everywhere, but won't acknowledge God in themselves. Make that make sense for me. If God is everywhere, everything, all at the same time, explain to me how you are not included. Like, what? People, specifically scientists, teachers, people are so interested in the mind, in rational thought, in logical thinking, but not once do they question who it is that's thinking. I just left a sociology class at my local university, and I found it kind of funny. They were speaking about the birth of sociology and how it came from a lot of the figureheads of the Age of Enlightenment, or the so-called Age of Reason. And I get to thinking, how enlightened really were these people? How much reason did these folks really hold? Aside from the fact that they had to call it this because not even 200-300 years prior, they were still fighting wars among themselves and participating in feudal systems. We won't even get into that. But these people call themselves philosophers and great intellectual thinkers and thought leaders of the Enlightenment period, or the Age of Reason. But these were the same folks that denied true human nature. These folks never even touched real human nature. All they were talking about, and all they spent their time and all their days arguing and discussing, was the nature of the mind, which we all know is equal to a monkey in a cage. The nature of the mind is to consume and to pretend and to create. And so when they are speaking to their super high level advanced philosophies, and they creating all of these ologies and study ofs from this specific period and time of reason, we really have to deep dive and question how reasonable were these people. You never question what's the deeper root of the mind, which we all know to be the soul, the Atman, and ultimately the Paramatman, the infinite, the big nothing, God. There's so many names because names cannot reach it. Your mind can't reach it. Your intellect won't be able to think it. And that's why the foundation for all of these thoughts and schools of ideas and things they're flawed at its base core level. There were societies like ancient Kemet, ancient Yoruba societies, the philosophies of Ma'at, of Vedanta, many Eastern ways of living that address the core and the innate nature from which the mind and the body and the physical world as we know it is birthed. They discuss that. But they always led and started with the foundational principles that speak nothing of the intellect, the monkey mind, that speak nothing to the physical world in its dual nature. These people knew to deal with the oneness of life and the balance of nature before they even got to dealing with all its physical manifestations. So as you go through your day-to-day, remind yourself to really get to the core of what you live in, the energy you partake in, and the reality you see. Question your senses. Understand them. Question your thought. Who thinks them? Really push yourself and your mind to its limits so that you can realize your infinite potential. Look, the source is not outside of you. Tat, Vim, Asi. TATTVAMASI. Thou art that. That infinite potential. That indestructible source with an eternal nature. Thou art that. Don't forget it. Live your life like it. And watch as the Divine Mother showers you with her blessings and her most sweetest nectar. All right now.